Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving deep into the dark side of the drug trade. We're talking about the cartels, man. These guys don't play around. They operate by their own rules, and messing with them can have brutal consequences. We're going to look at 4 terrifying instances where people crossed the line and faced the full wrath of the cartels. These stories are not for the faint of heart, folks. They're about power, revenge, and chaos. So buckle up, because we're about to journey into the heart of darkness. Trust me, you're going to want to hear this. Our story takes us back to 1985, Guadalajara, Mexico. DEA agent Enrique Kiki Camarena was on the front lines of the war on drugs. He was too good for the Guadalajara cartel and its leader, Rafael Caro Quintero. Kiki was getting too close, busting their operations. On February 7, 1985, Kiki was kidnapped in broad daylight. Can you imagine the audacity? A DEA agent snatched off the streets? For 30 days, Kiki was tortured. They even brought in a doctor to keep him alive. Eventually, they killed him. His body was found weeks later. The brutality of his death sent shockwaves through the DEA. The U.S. launched Operation Leyenda, the largest manhunt in DEA history. It was a long road to justice, but it showed the world the cartels couldn't operate with impunity. Our next story is about collective punishment, the cartels at their most ruthless. In 2011, the Zetas cartel descended upon the small town of Allende, Coahuila, Mexico. Rumors spread that 2 locals had snitched on the Zetas. The response was swift and brutal. Over 3 days, the Zetas rolled into town with a convoy of trucks and gunmen. They stormed homes, businesses, anything that stood in their way. They rounded up anyone remotely connected to the informants. Men, women, children, it didn't matter. People were dragged from their homes. Witnesses described seeing convoys of trucks loaded with bodies leaving the town. The official death toll is around 300, but locals believe it was far higher. The Allende massacre is a chilling reminder of cartel control. This story is about one of the most infamous events in recent Mexican history: the disappearance of 43 students from the Ayotzinapa Rural Teachers College in Iguala, Guerrero, Mexico. On September 26, 2014, these students were traveling to a protest, but they never reached their destination. They were stopped by corrupt local police, working hand in hand with the Guerreros Unidos cartel. Theories range from the students accidentally interfering with a drug shipment to being mistaken for rivals. Whatever the reason, the students were rounded up, forced onto buses, and driven away. What followed was a nightmare. Witnesses reported hearing gunshots, screams in the night. The evidence suggests the students were taken to a remote location, murdered, and their bodies burned. The Iguala mass kidnapping sparked outrage across Mexico and the world. People took to the streets demanding justice for the missing students. The government's response was slow, inadequate, and riddled with cover-ups. To this day, the remains of only 3 students have been positively identified. The case exposed the deep-rooted corruption within the Mexican government and its ties to organized crime. Our final story is a display of pure cartel firepower, a day that sent shockwaves through Mexico. On October 17, 2019, Mexican security forces attempted to capture Ovidio Guzman Lopez, son of the infamous drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. They thought they could take him down quickly, quietly. They underestimated the power of the Sinaloa cartel. As soon as the arrest was made, all hell broke loose. Heavily armed cartel gunmen loyal to El Chapo's sons flooded the streets of Culiacan. It was like something out of a war zone. They set up roadblocks, torched cars, and engaged in fierce gun battles with security forces. They even targeted the families of military personnel, striking fear into the heart of the city. The cartel's message was clear: release Ovidio or Culiacan burns. And they weren't bluffing. The violence escalated so quickly, and the government, fearing a bloodbath, made an unprecedented decision. They ordered the release of Ovidio Guzman. The images of that day are burned into the minds of many Mexicans, a government brought to its knees, outgunned and outsmarted. The Sinaloa cartel had won, proving their power and ruthlessness to the world. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to smash that subscribe button for more content. These stories, as chilling as they are, offer a glimpse into the brutal reality of the drug trade and the cartel's grip on power. They are a stark reminder of the human cost of this war, the innocent lives caught in the crossfire. These events are not isolated incidents, they're part of a larger, more complex issue rooted in corruption, poverty, and the insatiable demand for drugs. It's a cycle that seems to have no end. Remember the lives lost, the communities shattered, and the price of crossing the cartel. Stay safe and see you in the next video.